I'm very happy to announce our first speaker. The first speaker is Maximilian Sourisseau from our partner HBA-Consulting. And HBA-Consulting is a German actuarial consultancy. Welcome, Maximilian. And he will introduce himself a bit more and his company and tell us about our joint program, Banny, the first on-chain tontine. And yeah, the stage is yours. Welcome, Maximilian.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for having me. It's great to be here. Could I trouble you for this one? Thank you. Thank you very much. If you've seen the similar looking slide deck, I on purpose, I'm very honored that I'm again allowed to speak or invited to speak at D1Conf. I already did a talk in the last 2 sessions in Istanbul and Amsterdam respectively. So this is why I today have the opportunity to kind of showcase, okay, what has happened in the last 3-4 years, what have we done, what have we learned while building the first blockchain-based pension insurance or blockchain annuity, and what still lies ahead. So doesn't work with PDFs? Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so short introduction about me and the company I work for, then a recap, what is the product, Banny, we're talking about. Then I want to take you on kind of, okay, what was the journey building it? What are the lessons we learned along the way? They might be specific to our partnership or our company, but I want to share them because when I will talk about our company, the introduction, I think you will notice we're probably not one of the super typical players in the crypto space. And then I want to give a short view ahead. If you could. It works. Okay, perfect. Okay, first of all, who am I? I'm a senior consultant and business developer at HBA-Consulting. I joined them in 2018. I hold an MBA from the Asian Institute of Technology, so having this D1Conf in Bangkok is really nice for me because it's coming back to the place where I graduated from, and being back in Bangkok is very nice for me. I also hold a BA in business psychology. I, like probably some of you, tried to mine Bitcoin very unsuccessfully on a laptop like in 2013-ish, and yeah, that obviously didn't really work out. And in 2017, I became heavily involved with like the cryptocurrency and the blockchain space, and then joined HBA-Consulting in their team in 2018. Just the one mandatory advertisement slide, who's HBA-Consulting. We are a 20-year-old specialized actuarial management consulting company out of Germany. Our clients are, let's say, to 95% German life insurers, German pension funds, specialized institutions like that. Most of my colleagues work somewhere between the mathematical and the IT side of insurance companies. Most of them, or many of them, hold advanced math degrees and are German actuaries. So we always had, as an organization, had a deep knowledge about processes and mathematical processes that go on to provide pension and life insurance products. And with that, always came to think about, okay, we have this process, we have the formula on paper, how do we do the technical side to actually use it, especially because many of our projects are IT migration projects, so switching between highly complex IT systems while keeping the math the same, because otherwise you gotta have a regulatory problem, brought us a very unique understanding about how insurance companies or insurance products work and what technologies suit that products good. So with that in-depth knowledge we came to develop Banny. I don't want to give the full talk about, okay, what is Banny, what are the components. I have QR codes on the slides if you want to hear that talk. I did that talk last year in Istanbul, so I don't want to keep repeating myself every year. But even if you don't want to watch the video, just grab me afterwards, grab me during lunch. I have a laptop with me, we can have a look at it live. But just a quick reminder, what I was doing, this was Amsterdam. I kind of pitched the room, let's build a community fund, let's build a pension product together. And we did that. And we cooperated with EtherRisk on that. Now for, I think, two and a half years is like the formal date. I know the time to sign the paper took a bit. And we jointly developed the first pension insurance, and we also gave some input on the GIF that I'm sure we will hear about today as well. What is Banny in a nutshell? The product Banny, it's blockchain annuity, so you can tell it's an annuity. It's designed as a one-time payment pension insurance with yearly payouts. It requires a proof of life via a signed on-chain transaction, so it's fully on-chain. It is an annuity, or in German we also use that word Tontine. That is, I don't think, such a common word in English, but again, we're very much focused on the German market, so we sometimes use those words interchangeably. And so it has no guaranteed payout, only the available capital can be used. So only the amount of crypto or stable that is in the smart contract can be used to calculate the next payout and to provide the next payout. Again, most of my colleagues are very deep down in the math, so they used realistic German mortality calculations to base it on. Really, if you want to challenge the math, please go ahead. My colleagues would greatly enjoy that and having that talk with you, because it is a sound mathematical model behind it. We have currently an off-chain trusted actuarial oracle that HBA-Consulting runs, so to do all that calculations, because as you probably all know, doing mortality calculations or statistical calculations on-chain will quite eat up a lot of fees, so we have an oracle solution for that. Currently we run on the Polygon testnet, so it is public, you can check it out if you want. Of course we run on the GIF by EtherRisk, we're a product in there, and currently mainly based on German data protection laws. If you want to use our front end where we store an email address which is considered personal data, you need an account, but technically as it's on-chain you could do it permissionless, there's nothing there. If you want an account from the front end, just grab me. If you want more details, that was a very brief overview, because again, I don't want to give the same talk all over again and tell you things you already know. This is the website, this is my talk at D1Conf 2023 where I went into depth about it. I'm sure if you can't scan it now, you will get the slides later, no worries there. So now the question is, we now have built the first decentralized pension insurance. How did we get there? It's a bit of a history, and I want to show the timeline from the viewpoint of HBA-Consulting. In 2017, we founded the brand Blocksurance because our CEO at that time was very interested in blockchain technology and said, okay, that makes for a very valuable addition to the services we otherwise provide. I joined in 2018 and became the business developer behind that brand. We did some projects using Hyperledger and Quarter, if anyone still remembers those kind of chains. I'm not sure, especially Hyperledger I think is kind of rather on a downwards trajectory right now. In 2019, 2020, we started really thinking about annuities, tontines, and we took an approach that is a bit different than many other companies in the crypto space probably worked, and this is what my talk is about. We started with a very academic work. We produced 2 academic works about that. People actually wrote master theses about that and now work with us. Because, yeah, we come from a background of actuaries. We don't come from a background of, oh, we're a startup, move fast and build things. No. We're known for this expertise. So we took a different turn. This is what I want to share. We did in 2021, we did some further research, published that, and built an internal proof of concept before I kind of showed the ideas and the concept in 2022. So basically 2 years after, we published the master thesis about that. in Amsterdam. Then we found Etherisk, collaborated with them, built it to the state of a public beta. We launched the public beta last year in Istanbul, and now this year we did a roadshow. We talked to interested in insurance companies, and I'm here again giving you a bit of lessons learned. What are those lessons learned? Again, because I believe we're a bit odd in the crypto space, as we don't come from like a move fast, build cryptocurrency stuff type of deal. I split my lessons learned into 5 categories. We have the research and the technical background, we have the technological experience, the partnership, the organizational learnings, and of course the marketing and business development side. Okay, it's a PDF now, okay. Yeah, from the lessons learned, from the research and theoretical perspective, probably if you've just looked at that slide and said like, okay, you did 2 years of research in that time, we would have probably coded it together. Yes, that might very well be true, but this taking a theoretical start and making sure like the mathematical insurance overhead and product design works, that fit in very well with our organizational DNA, because this is how our organization works. And it also fits not only internally into our day-to-day, it also works externally for us, because our clients know us at this company with highly skilled people knowing the last comma value in every insurance mathematical calculation. So this really tied into who we are as an organization. And that research also gave us a very advantage point that we specifically picked annuities or tontines because we've done the research, and we knew that due to new German regulations, those gained more tractions and are now actually the first big models being implemented. And I'm fortunate enough that I'm working on one of those implementations, not a crypto-based one, but a traditional one, but still they're tied into really well with the overall German insurance market. On the technological side, we had long discussions about do we want to use open source, do we want to use like standard software, because of course it can be argued, oh no, your USP is that you're the only one building tech, and if you pitch, you just use these open source components, that you hinder your USP. But for us, again, it worked really well because our DNA is not, we're not an IT consulting company, we don't write code for hire, we provide insight and value out of existing knowledge. So this is what our lesson learned was definitely that understand your overall value proposition, and the value proposition of HBA is not code for hire, it's guiding people, it's consulting people. For us, it worked really well. We picked on some technologies we already knew. We added a few new, so we had a very good mix about learning and relying on stuff we already know. And honestly, like in the beginning, there were discussions like, oh, do we really want to build it without like having upfront cash? No. The learnings we had as an organization and the learnings we had of showing what we've built have been tremendous, and we're very, very happy with that. Same goes for the partnership. There was also some discussion in our board like, oh, okay, this partnership requires using open source, using public chains. Do you really want to do that? And yes, like in hindsight, it was a tremendously great experience, and collaborating with trusted partners, it really helped us. Was very valuable to learn through that. And I truly believe that looking at it, the market is big enough for different companies. I mean, we are all here, and I don't think technically we're competing with each other, because I think there's still so much room to grow left in both the cryptocurrency, in the blockchain, and in the insurance field. Looking at our organization, again, probably a bit not the usual organization in this space. We had a unique position. We were not a startup. We didn't have funding for that because we have been an established consulting company for 20 years. And like consulting companies do have some budget that their people can do internal things, try out new things, further their knowledge. So that was a really unique position we had, and that greatly gave us a chance to build a really well thought out product, because we never had this rush to market situation now, or, oh, the investor demands that. No, we really could build up the foundation and build on top of a very solid foundation and a product that we, with our expertise, can really believe in. And to be quite frankly, allowing people to build stuff they care about and really want to do is a great motivational factor and keeps people in your organization. I mean, if people are happy at their job, they do a good job, and people are happy at their job if they can do what they like. So also take that into consideration. That's a great lesson learned for me, because our internal group, like Blocksurance, it also just keeps people happy because they can do what they really enjoy. For example, me, because I greatly enjoy talking and doing stuff around blockchain and cryptocurrencies. And this also ties into the last point. Pick a path matching the organizational business model and other services provided. We always build the technology never with the intent to sell the code, because we're not a code selling company, we're a consulting company. We always build in mind with like, oh, we showcase that our ideas work in practice, and then we can explain to other people how their ideas can also work in practice, which gave us a really great chance to work on that. For me, who's also a bit of the business developer behind the Blocksurance brand, there are a few learnings that we have that, especially like in the last years, I guess you also all noticed that the budgets companies have for cutting edge technology can switch alliances pretty quickly. I guess most of you in the rooms know that if you call someone now and talk about blockchain, they say, yes, very interesting, but what about AI? I think you all had a call like that. But I think there is still interest in Web3 and blockchain nonetheless, and I still think there's market share and that there is application and that there is money. And what really worked for me, having a specific product design makes your innovation relatable and explainable. Pick a product, build it, show some real-world application, because with AI, they had the very much advantage that everybody could just use ChatGPT. Like, I type in something and it returns something. If I tell someone, just send a transaction on chain, okay, with MetaMask, now it's become easier. But if I tell them something, oh, do something more with blockchain, it's very abstract for most people. Of course, we in this room probably can do it because we're in this space. But for us, our client are insurance companies, and often they are like, people with budget at insurance companies are not the tech nerds, and I mean this in the most positive way possible. I'm a tech nerd as well. But they are not the ones, knowing how all the tech ties into applications. So I strongly argue for product design of real-world applications and showcase the technology at a real-world example. And quite fairly, like overcoming the resistance against change or innovation in the German market is not an easy task. I fully have to admit that. And as my summary out of the lessons learned, build stuff, first of all. I could have put an exclamation point there. Building stuff, because that always helps. You can talk about it. Like, yeah, for us, it worked very well to build the fundament, the base, but then build stuff fitting your organization. It has to tie into your organizational DNA. I would argue, don't build something that doesn't match the type of company you are, and show it to people. For us, feedback, cooperation, talks like this have been a great source of improvement for us, and I really value them, and I can really take that as a lesson learned. You kind of have to leave your own office sometimes and show what you've built to other people. Quick look ahead. Product is at the stage where we currently are doing no further development. So what can happen now? First of all, a bit of a disclaimer. Neither HBA-Consulting nor EtherRisk is currently planning on applying for a German insurance company license. In Germany, to offer licensed insurance product, you have to be an insurance company, and that is quite the regulatory process, roughly starting at 5 million euros in your bank account. Below that, I wouldn't really bother going into that process. And especially speaking for us, our clients are consultant companies, so becoming an insurance company ourselves would probably kill our business model. So yeah, we're not doing that. So we have built something that is an insurance product, so what can we do with it? We can either work with finding a German insurance client who's looking into new ideas, and we are in talks with some, so maybe someone with a license wants to pick it up and work with us to have a version of Banny for themselves. We can branch out into other markets with interested insurance companies. I know the regulatory frameworks and the appetite for innovation is different in other markets. We can offer it internationally in markets where it's not an insurance product license needed. We could go the way, and I think we will have some talks maybe later on, like how could we go fully decentralized, like do go from DeFi to D-in and maybe build it without an insurance company partner, which of course I'm always a bit on, considering I know where my salary comes from. And also, and I really wanted to put it on there, it's also obviously an option that having to say, okay, both EtherRisk and HBA-Consulting, we have functioning business models, we have learned a great deal. Nobody's going bankrupt, nobody's going out of a job if we just shelve it and say like, okay, that was a great ride. Obviously not the option I would like, but it is an option, and I wanted to be fully transparent that this is the crossroads we're standing at. And the current option we're very much focusing on is showing Banny to interested people, gaining more insight, having a look around, and getting more feedback and perspective. And this is my invitation to you. Please do grab me over lunch in the networking session after. I'm happy to talk to you. If this was the first time you've heard about Banny, I'm also happy to show you the product a bit more. I cut that part short because I wanted to do more of the unique lessons learned for our organization. But yeah, I'm happy to answer any questions now if I'm not super over my time. Apart from that, there are contact details here, and yeah, I'm around for a bit longer. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Maximilian. Any questions? One question from my side. Are you planning any other products, or is there any other product in mind what would be on your wish list? What would be the product you would like to implement next if you had the time and the money?
Oh, that's a very interesting question. Of course, I would like to do a stronger implementation into a cryptocurrency, because I mean, as you know, Banny currently works with stablecoins, so I would want to look a bit more about, okay, maybe we can have community voting about the asset allocations into crypto. I think that's a very interesting space, combining the traditional insurance product with the investment opportunity into cryptocurrencies. I would like to go that route, knowing that will make the regulatory problems even bigger. That would be something I would like to look at. And also, I think we've talked to big insurance companies. I would like to see like the small white label version of that, and maybe look into like microinsurance using collectives of 30 people, maybe using unique collectives, maybe using it on very small payment systems, stuff like that would be a way of branching out I would love to do.
Okay, thank you so much.